Alright. Okay. Kalos. Alright, Legends EA. Doesn't look any better than Scarlet and Violet so far. Okay. I'm looking. Okay. Chikorita, Tipik, and Totodile. That is the weirdest, just the Johto starters, but also Tipik? Man, I thought for sure we were going to get the Kalos starters with Mega Evolutions. Wait, did they just teleport up a building? Oh, they're running around during a battle. That's neat. Okay, as we know, Mega Evolution, yep. Are there any new ones to see? I don't know if they'd even show them off. Oh, it's AZ, alright. And then Zygarde. Okay, yep. Okay, hang on. I just wanted to go back to the,
Pokemon Legends
oh wait, no, I guess not.
is a new title in the Pokemon series.
I thought that was all we were gonna get.
The story takes place in Lumiose City, the largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands tall at the center of this city of beautiful vistas. These days, Lumiose is undergoing a high-tech urban redevelopment plan to turn it into a city that
Oh, so it's
people
based on the
and
modern
Pokemon
day.
truly share. After you arrive in Lumiose City to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first
And holy
partner.
moly, you can actually change
Chikorita,
clothes.
Tepig, and Totodile.
What a crazy thing.
You'll choose one of these Pokemon
started in
to
Gen
accompany
6.
you on a new journey as you get to know Lumiose City.
Yo,
and
I'm
its
picking Chikorita
inhabitants.
though. Oh, maybe
Here are
Totodile
some
though.
of the
I'm not picking
colorful
Tipik.
characters you'll
I'll
encounter.
tell you that much.
When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tawny. The hotel where you'll be
I don't want
staying is
Urbane.
run by AZ.
But if I pick to
You'll
play as the
also meet
girl,
his
I'll get him.
partner, Floette. Lumiose's redevelopment is being managed by Quasartico Inc. You'll become acquainted with the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny.
Dude, get the hook.
The different people you meet will make your time in Lumiose all the richer.
He had his Floette. Oh, of course, because he got it back at
To
Gen
help
6.
people and Pokemon
That's the Gen 1
coexist,
statues.
The city has
I
set
see
up
that.
wild zones. These
Okay.
areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive.
Okay.
To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball.
That's kind of messed up for, like,
If
you know,
you're
like a
having hard
mother
time
walking
catching
a,
one,
like,
have
dog.
One of your Pokemon use its moves to
Dog? There are no
target,
dogs in this. What am I
making it
talking about?
easier to
Walking a
catch.
stroller with her baby, and then a Charizard comes by and breathes fire on both of them. And her baby gets burnt to a
This
crisp.
game offers a style of Pokemon
Tipik looks a
battling
little bit
not
red.
seen in previous titles.
Alright, this is what I'm interested
Moves
in.
can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas
Oh, do
of
you
the
also
map.
have to dodge the moves? That
So
would be
choose
really
your timing
funny.
and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand.
This is kind of cool.
Lead your partner Pokemon
This
through
is like
battles
almost
and
exactly
dodge
what I
incoming
was like
attacks.
wanting for a 3D game, actually.
Swap Pokemon if you need to and find the right moment to unleash a
But
move.
in my like
What's
idea,
more,
you would be controlling the
certain
Pokemon.
can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution.
Yep. Well, yep.
When a trainer's keystone resonates with the Megastone held by their Pokemon, the
Literally,
Pokemon will
like
do
down to
more
the
than
point of
just
like I wanted
change.
like each move on a different face button.
It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its
Of course, in my there was like a dodge and also like a guard.
As
but-
Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and Pokemon,
I mean, it
who
looks
knows
better
what
than
kinds of
Scarlet and
encounters
Violet. I'll
and
tell you that
experiences
much.
will await you.
I'm not seeing an egregious amount of popping, but you know
Pokemon
they could
Legends
just be
CA.
you know
Coming late 2025.
picking and choosing what they're showing. And it depends how the frame rate runs as well, which I doubt is very good. But hey, it looks better than... it looks better than Scarlet and Violet, and looks much better than the first Legends game, I'll tell you that much. The first Legends game looked like ass when it was first revealed. I don't know why people were so hyped about it. Wait, what was that? I don't know what that was. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know what this means. It's the Lumio City thing with the Pokeball and the... Is that Dynamax? That's not Dynamax, is it? It kind of looks like a Dynamax spot. The teaser for the evil team? Oh, okay. Be fricked up if they brought back Dynamax. You're gonna run around as a giant Pokemon.
Scheduled to release in late 2025.
Probably the replacement for the gyms.
We hope everybody can wait just a little longer.
That is a
for their
question.
adventures in Lumio City to begin.
Like, I'm wondering whether or not there will be more trainer battles. Although, with the way they've got battles set up, I don't think it's really necessary. Alright, cool. This finally is starting to sort of feel like an evolution of Pokemon. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of, like, putting it all in one big city. Depends how big the city is, to be honest. But it feels like they did try something different, although it still doesn't, you know.
Throughout
I still think Pokemon need outlines. I think they look a little bit weird.
Pokemon habitats where they can thrive.
Like, the game still doesn't look fantastic. Like, it's still not Breath of the Wild-esque or anything. And you can tell they're cutting corners, like, to make it run. Like, just by looking at this building here, you can see it's flat. There's no detail on this building. This is a flat texture all the way down until you get to, like, this little ridge here. But all of this is just flat. Like, even the plants up there is just fucking flat because they have no idea how to optimize a game.
To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully.
Okay, there's a few, like, little things next to the Pokemon. These little icons. Which makes me wonder what that means. Maybe it's how alert they are, or it could be, like, how much they might flee, or maybe it means how strong they are. Catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, and then proceeds to get gameplay footage of the camera locking onto the Pokemon. Yeah, well, I didn't expect it to not do that. They need to just use gyro instead of locking it on.
Wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball. If you're having a hard time catching one, have one of your Pokemon use its moves to weaken the target, making it
Oh
easier to
shit!
catch.
You can kill it and then throw a ball. Alright, I want to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you still only have 6 Pokemon. I thought for a second there was more, but this little battle icon. Leafage, Razor Leaf, Leech Seed, Disarming Voice. Why you got Leafage and Razor Leaf? What are you doing, Chikorita?
Have one of your Pokemon use...
Wait, Disarming Voice? It's absolutely getting a Fairy Mega Evolution. There's no way it's not. Did Chikorita have Disarming Voice in the latest games? I don't think so. Then again, I haven't had a Chikorita, so... Either Mega or Regional form. This isn't modern day, though, unless it's a new Regional form, which I don't know how that would happen. Maybe a new type of, like, new way to evolve it.
Target, making
Megas are on a timer now. There's a gauge in the bottom right corner when they Mega Evolve.
easier to catch.
That's a good idea. Just being able to fully, like, Mega Evolve Mega Lucario and then keep
This
it
game
out
offers
would
a
be
style of Pokemon
kind of
battling
busted.
not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach, or different areas of effect.
Whoa, what was that? It, like, moved from the trainer. Hang on, why don't we start from the very beginning instead of, like, trying to go through this frame by frame halfway through. Skiddo. There's a Skiddo. Alright, this is my analysis of Pokemon Legends EA. There's a Skiddo. Tulips. Which are common in Europe. At least I know they're common in Dutch, in Holland, in the Netherlands. You got a bag. You got a coat. You got a woman. There's a car. Buildings. Mareep is back, baby. Which makes sense, because Mega Ampharos. Woman with book. Grafai confirmed. Possibly. It's only purple, though. Coffin confirmed. Grimer confirmed. Man with a hard hat. He's going to tell you that you can't go further into the city because there's been a blackout. And then the lights will be on in the background. It'll be a nice little callback. Thank you, Heart the Beaten. No, Hear the Beaten. Heart the Beaten? Heart he beaten. Heart he beaten. Person doing stretches. Pokemon Center. This is clearly the Pokemon Center, which looks like it's another outdoor sort of area, which is nice. It's good. No need to go through a loading screen to get into the Pokemon Center. I'm looking for like a store for clothes. This could be something. Could be something here. Gabe Freak. That doesn't instill a lot of confidence in me. That's the Pokemon Center again. Sliggoo. Maybe Goodra's getting a Mega Evolution. I doubt it. Just because Sliggoo happens to be a Gen 6 Pokemon. I mean, there was only one Pokemon from Gen 6 that got a Mega Evolution. It would be really good of them to give like a bunch more to regions that didn't have them, including Gen 6. Okay. Oh, this is the storefront. Okay, you go to the... maybe one area for all the shops. I bet... judging from looks, it might do what Scarlet and Violet does, is have a different store for each kind of clothing, although... that's not... this is one store, the big, all the blue, but there are skirts and pants along with... it'd be nice if there was like a style ranking like in Gen 6 and you could only get in certain stores after you've gotten a certain ranking throughout the town, which would mean there was a lot of unlockable clothes that you could get. Because Lumio City was like the fashion center, Gen 6 was the fashion region, they really need to focus on making a ton of different customization options. I would say more than we've ever seen, because like Gen 6, that's what that was all about, man. Yeah, classism, yeah. The Gen 1 statues, as I said before, this is based on the Gen 1 statues. You can see this was the route sign. That's what the shape of them was on Gen 6 and X and Y, which I suppose makes sense if you're cordoning off sections of the town to be routes, quote-unquote routes. Furfro is finally fucking back. Took its goddamn time. I like Furfro. I really like Furfro, and I don't know why people didn't care about it before it like stopped being relevant. Because like, it was only once it got forgotten about that people started caring about it. I always liked Furfro. In my hack of Ultra Sun and Moon, I gave it a Mega Evolution into Pharaoh form. This is a normal fighting type. Oh, now Tippig looks orange. I still find it weird. Why did they have 2 Johto starters and then they were like, okay, let's get the worst grass type starter, the worst fire type starter, and I guess the most forgotten about water type starter? Maybe they were literally like, okay, what's the least popular of each starter and put them in to the game. Like, I like Totodile and I like Chikorita. I'm not the biggest fan of Tippig, although he's fine. I never thought he looked very good in 3D. Yeah, no, I'm not dissing the Chikorita or any of these Pokemon. I think they're all fine. And I really do like Chikorita and I like Totodile. In fact, I picked Chikorita in my most recent like playthrough of Heart Gold. I say most recent, my only playthrough of Heart Gold. I couldn't finish it. The game was so boring. I got really far too. I think I beat Steel type gym. Beat the Fighting type gym. I know I beat the Steel type. I can't remember what I did, what I got up to. I was like at the point where I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Because Cyndaquil was in Legends Arceus? Oh, it was, wasn't it? But then you think that they'd have Pokemon from different regions? Like, I still think they should you just use the Gen 6 starters. They haven't really been used in anything recently. Like, all the other ones, like, apart from Tippig here, has had, like, you know, some sort of love given to it, just based on nostalgia alone. There's then replace Totodile, Piplup, or Poplio. I just replaced them all with Gen 6 starters. Can we give the Gen 6 starters Megas, please? That's what I'm saying. That's why I thought they would be the Gen 6 starters. Alright. So this is Route 1, as you can see by the 1 in the background. This could be a trainer. Now, I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of, like... This seems more like a public park than an actual route. And it's a tiny one at that, but, you know, it's Pokemon. What are you going to do? They really have shredded down the level of detail just to make the game run. And I hope it does run. I don't care if the game... Like, you got to do either or, right? You need to have your game look amazing and run poorly, or run really well and look kind of crap. You can't have both, like Scarlet and Violet had. It looked like shit and it ran poorly. So if this game just kind of has kind of lack of detail... I mean, it still looks better than Scarlet and Violet, don't get me wrong. Like, holy crap. But I just hope it runs at least at a solid 30 FPS. Like, you can't... Like, this is probably running on the Switch too, to be honest. Or on a PC. I don't know if it would actually be running on, you know, the Switch. The original Switch. So, you know, if it has really bad... Like, I'm expecting bad frame rate from Game Freak. I hope it doesn't, but it probably will. Man, Chikorita's cute. I don't know why people... This annoys me. This annoys me. You step on a teleporter pad and you go to the roof. Could you not have just added a climbing animation or a floating animation up or something? Or maybe using a Pokemon to fly you up? Did it have to be a teleporter, of all things? Like, I get it, the city's becoming high-tech, but this just screams, like, lazy to me. Like, even if you just had your Rotom phone fly you up. What do you want them to do? Scale the wall? What I just said, like, you could either hold on to your Rotom phone, or a Pokemon could ferry you up, or you could use some sort of HM. Not saying that it needs to be an HM, could just be an item. The Rotom fan flies you up. You know what I mean? How about a staircase? How about you walk up a staircase? Wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, teleporting is fast, yes, but you could fucking double jump. He jumped, got on his Rotom phone, and then leaped off of it. That Rotom phone can carry you like that. It can definitely pull you upwards. If it can launch you that, like, that high, it can definitely pull you up to a roof. And also, we saw there was grass on top of that roof, meaning most likely there's Pokemon up there. And then we got the rival / friendly friend. Totodile. Tepig, who's looking red again for some reason. I don't know why. Thank you, Rian Superfan. 20 months? What the frick? Wow, 20 months. It's been a while. Pokemon running around, as we saw. Pyroar. Man, if Pyroar could get a Mega Evolution. Just imagine if they gave every single Gen 6 Pokemon a Mega Evolution. Wouldn't that be great? You have to dodge roll again. That's nice. That actually gives you a bit of agency in the battles. Or even just running around. In the Mega Bracelet, which is like kind of haphazardly slapped onto the wrist. But that's probably because of the customizable clothing. Which, even just looking at this, I can tell it's coming back. Unless they just give you like 4 outfits, like in Scarlet and Violet, in which case I would scream and probably stab myself through the chest. Of course, Lucario gets the special treatment. One funny thing I did notice is that they're not using the Scarlet and Violet updated textures, I don't think. Yeah, look at Lucario here. He is... At least I think he is. It's kind of hard to tell with the low quality. But from what I can tell, they're back to, like, being kind of plasticine. Yeah, smooth. Mega Gardevoir, Mega Charizard, X. Didn't see Mega Charizard Y. She's gonna punch me in the face. Please do it. I deserve it. I'm being a bad boy. I think this is another flat texture, but, you know, it looks fine, so I don't care. It's not like I'm going to be staring at it throughout my... some dude. And Jet the Hawk. What is this? What is this up here? Is that a Pokemon? There's AZ. He's... Dude, you could have cut your hair, like... You got your Floette back. And then there's Zygarde. Also looking a little bit plasticine. I bet the game will run better on Switch too.
Is a new title.
But it's whether or not, like, hey, will the game run at 60 FPS on the Switch 2 and 30 FPS on the Switch, or will it run at 10 FPS on the Switch and 30 FPS on the Switch 2? Because even just looking at this, like, there are things I could say, like, oh, yeah, like, dude, look at the trees! Like, in Scarlet and Violet, these would be, like, horrendously looking, like, cut-out JPEGs. Like, they wouldn't look like trees. Even just looking at the tower this far away, it would look like paper mache, which it doesn't, which gives me a little bit of hope.
In the Pokemon series.
Doesn't take much to give me hope when it's the Pokemon games.
The largest city in the Kalos region. Prism Tower stands
Will
tall.
there be voice
in the
acting?
center of
Because
the
I already
city
doubt.
with
No, there won't be
beautiful
voice acting.
vistas.
Okay, we got evolutions. And I know some people are probably going to be like, they don't like the way the characters look. I've been liking the way characters have been looking in recent Pokemon games, and I think this is like a nice in-between between classic and the new stuff from Scarlet and Violet. Honestly, with Pokemon games, I don't care about voice acting. I don't give a crap. You don't need voice acting in a Pokemon game. But if you're going to not do voice acting, don't make cutscenes that look like they need voice acting. You know what I mean?
These days, Lumiose is under.
Or if you want, do the little things that other RPGs do and just do like the whoop, whoa, you know, just like little like exclamations, anime exclamations.
Going a high-tech urban.
It's not just Sword and Shield with the voice acting thing with Piers. It's also like Scarlet and Violet where they had that like cutscene of the guy going, you know, you are about to go on your exploration adventure into the Scarlet and Violet world. And, like, you can hear all, like, the leaves rustling and like, people standing and, like, moving their feet and, like, clothes rustling. But he's just, like, flapping his gums, saying nothing. That's what I'm talking about. As well, giant Pikachu. Massive Pikachu right there. He is that... How tall is that Pikachu? Just judging, like, if he's the same height as that boy's waist. That's got to be what, like a 70-centimeter tall Pikachu? 80 centimeters? That thing's gigantic. Unless that kid's like a meter tall. In which case, the Pikachu is still like 40, 45 centimeters. Alpha Pikachu? Could be.
Redevelopment plan to turn
I doubt it, though. Larvitar and Bagon.
That people and
Eevee. Aegislash. Now, there are some textures still on the Pokemon, as you can see, like Aegislash is shiny. I don't know whether or not he was like that in Gen 8, but I don't think he was. I don't think there was a shiny texture. So I think they've kind of done a nice in-between, where the Pokemon are still sort of plasticine, but they still have like certain textures on them, which I'm fine with. Especially if it makes the game run better.
and Pokemon truly.
I think this is more charming than the high detail stuff we had in Gen 9 with Scarlet and Violet. I just think they need to, like, and I can tell, even just from this alone, in fact, I'm pretty sure the shadows are no longer just black and white. In Scarlet and Violet, they had a real problem of every shadow just being, like, black. Whereas in this, it looks like they're more colorful. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a gameplay kind of guy, but like you can see it if you compare like a screenshot from Sword and Shield to Scarlet and Violet, where Scarlet and Violet looks so much uglier because there's no like diversity to the shadows. You don't get like a purple hue or an orange hue when it's sunset or anything like that. You just have black and white shadows, or just pure black shadows. Whereas here you can see that it doesn't just look like for the shadows, they just put a black texture over top. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it properly. There's videos out there explaining it better, but you can just look at like screenshots from Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield didn't look as bad as doesn't look as bad as Scarlet and Violet. It's still not a very good looking game, but it did do some things right. Especially with that, like the opening town, it looks quite nice.
Share.
Okay. Eevee. Sylveon, Weepinbell, Chandelure. Sylveon doesn't look super cursed, which is nice.
After you
Weepinbell
arrive
does.
in Lumio
Weepinbell
City
looks like he's seen something.
to see the sights, you'll meet 3 Pokemon, one of which will become your first.
Like, I've been saying Tippig looks red, but I like that. Like, it's a shadow that's doing that. It's not like when Totodile's getting a shadow on his back, he's not turning, like, desaturated black. He's turning a darker, deeper blue, which is nice. Even on Chikorita, you can see, like, a sort of, like, almost turning, I don't know if it's the same with Chikorita, but you can see, like, the differences in, like this is a lime green, and this is, like, a forest green here, for instance. It looks nice.
Partner, Chikorita,
Hang on, I wanted to go back to Chikorita, because I think this model is quite nice. And I'm just looking at the detail on the plants as well in the background. It looks decent. It looks good. It's a shame it took this long for it to look like this. And I still think Sword and Shield kind of looks better. I don't want to, like, obviously Sword and Shield is not an open world game, but if you just look at screenshots from, like, the battles, it just, like, the lighting looks better, but compared to Scarlet and Violet.
Tepig,
And the textures in Scarlet Violet obviously weren't, I mean, Sword and Shield weren't great. We got readable text for once. That's nice. And Totodile, of course. Got a nice pixelated water texture. Well, it's making the stuff underneath pixelated, which is normal for water textures, I guess, in a Pokemon game.
you'll choose one of these Pokemon
I'm wondering whether or not this is a building you can go inside. I'm wondering how many buildings you can go inside. Because this is a full city. And if there's only like a small area we can go inside buildings, it would be really unfortunate. I really hope they do make it very explorative. Nice PS2 game, bro. I mean, you're not wrong. Like, then again, like the PlayStation 3, like if we compare the PS2 to the PS3, there is like a substantial upgrade. And this would be more at home on the PS3 than it would be on the PS2, I feel. But the textures also feel more like a PS2 game. Maybe like somewhere in between still.
to accompany you on a new journey as you get to know
Lumio floating Tepig.
Lumio City and its inhabitants. Here are some of the color.
What is this? This is clearly a reference to something. But I don't know what. Could it be a hint towards Gen 10, maybe? Oh, Baneri. That's it. Yeah, it's definitely Baneri. I didn't recognize it because Baneri usually has one of its ears up and one of its ears flat against its head.
Colorful characters you'll encounter.
See, I like this art style. I think it's really nice. Especially on the two rivals, the gradients and the lush colors on the hair. It's really, really nice.
When you arrive in Lumiose, you'll meet a new friend and ally. Either Urbane
It looks
or
so
Tawny.
much like.
The hotel where you'll be staying is run
Oh
by
my
AZ.
god, he's so tall.
You'll also meet his partner, Floette.
Uh-huh.
Lumiose's redevelopment is being
They're
managed
married.
by Quasartico Inc. You'll become acquainted with
Evil team. There's no way this is not the evil team, right? Like, this is the Aether Foundation all over again. Like a CEO? There's never been a not evil CEO.
the company's CEO Jet and her secretary Vinny.
Hello.
The different people you meet will make your time in Lumiose.
Oh, he had something else in his hair as well. It's a Pancham. Yeah, you can see a little bit better that it's Baneri now because of the little tiny gap there. It's got a Pancham on there too.
Make your time in Lumiose.
Maybe he's a nice guy. I can't imagine Jet being a good person, but the other guy I can imagine.
All the richer.
I'm just looking in the background. I'm just looking for obviously it's not as like densely populated as you would want for a city-based game, but this Pokemon company we're talking about, Game Freak, they struggle to get 4 Pokemon models on screen at the same
To
time.
help people and
The writer has one plot line and he keeps recycling it. Bro, get new ideas or give it the fuck up. No, I agree. Yeah. They got to stop making evil teams and do something different.
Pokemon coexist, the city has set up wild zones. These
Like, you could even make, like, an evil, like, Pokemon. Like, a mutant Pokemon that's incredibly smart and he wants to get revenge on people or something. Like, literally the Mewtwo, like, movie, but in Pokemon. Like, you could do something. They aren't even evil teams anymore. I mean, yeah. They're trying to do, like, quote-unquote new things with evil teams, but they're still an evil team, you know, in quotes.
areas, located throughout Lumiose, give wild Pokemon habitats where they can thrive.
Mm-hmm.
To catch one of these wild Pokemon, aim carefully, then throw a Pokeball. If
Chikorita
you're
went
having
up.
a hard time catching one, have one of your
This could mean up catch chance, maybe? Like, you can see 2. Maybe it's the ease of catching.
Pokemon use its moves to
Yes, it is. When it got hit, it went up. So the Fletchling in the first... I keep, like, having spit in my mouth. I'm so sorry. The Fletchling in the first area must have been, I guess, very easy to catch. And this thing went up. So that's catch chance.
weaken the target, making it easier
They're like, hey, let's show it like in Pearl World.
to catch.
It does seem like they haven't showed off any mounts yet. I don't know whether or not that's because there are
This
no
game
mounts,
offers
which
a style of Pokemon
would be fine
battling
if you get the
not
roller
seen in
skates. If you
previous
don't
titles.
get the roller skates, I'm gonna be so mad. Does this
Moves
map
can have
mean
a
side
longer
quest?
or-
What map? Where was the map? Oh god, what is that? It's my alarm. It's my alarm to eat Nashi pears. I have an alarm to eat Nashi pears, but I ate my last Nashi pear yesterday. I need to go get some more. Where was the map? Oh, there it is. I don't know if it means side quests. I would assume there were a few side quests. There were a few in Legends Arceus. We got EXP share again. Yeah, I mean, for a game like this, I don't care too much about that. I mean, I don't care about EXP share all in general, as long as it's done well. The problem with EXP all in modern games is that you can just kind of blast through the game with just your starter or whatever, and you'll be like over-leveled as hell, and then all the Pokemon in the back of your party will be like a good level to do anything else. So I was like, oh, my starter died because I was up against, you know, something that was 4 times effective. I could just send out my other Pokemon that I've never used once, and he'll just blast through it as well. That's the problem with the EXP share. But if they, you know, in a game like this, where like you're kind of going where you want, which I don't know if that's gonna be the case. I'm assuming there are like areas you unlock as you go throughout the city. Sort of like in Legends Arceus, but all one big map. It might be like Monster Hunter, where there's like several different sections of the map that you have to unlock. Like old Monster Hunter, I'm talking about. Like you can only go through this tunnel to get to the other section of the building once you've gotten level 8 in your Pokédex. You know what I mean? Holy shit! Look, a ladder. They do exist. Oh crap! They do. They must be automated, though. I can't imagine you. No, Sword and Shield had non-automated ladders. Although it did make the whole world freeze around you when you went on them. Okay, used Razor Leaf, not very effective on Chikorita. Wait, what? Oh, Thunder Shock. It was not very... They kind of... It's a little mixed up there. And you can see they have all these new icons for all the Pokemon. I would really love if they added, like, a little, like, sprites instead of these. I mean, having the 3D model be there is cool and all, but I would really love it if they just added, like, the little sprites that they used to have. Even like in Sword and Shield, they did have sprites in the menus. It'd be a nice little touch. Do you like the look of the UI? Yeah, the UI. I haven't really been looking at the UI much, but it's not. It doesn't really have any personality, but it definitely looks nicer than any of the more recent Pokemon games. I would say Arceus. Even Arceus didn't really have that much personality. Like when you were doing something like going through the box or whatever, it had like nothing. It was just stock standard as they come. And this also sort of feels stock standard with a little bit of futuristic flair. Still not super impressed, but if you can go through the menus very quickly. Like, when I'm thinking quickly, I'm thinking like Kingdom Hearts 2 quick. Like, you're in and out of those menus in like 5 seconds. HUD is very Power World Lamau. Genuinely compare the HUDs of Power World right now. I might do that later.
Making it easier to catch.
Registered. That's a neat little... with the registered going across the... Number 25, Flaffy. Alright.
This game offers a style of Pokemon battling not seen in previous titles. Moves can have a longer or shorter reach.
It shows you what it is above the Pokemon's head, which is cool. If it was just on the right, that would be kind of annoying.
Or different areas of a...
Okay, you press the button, and it takes a little... Depending on how far you are away from your Pokemon, it'll take time to get to it, and then they'll use it. It looks like you get your Pokemon at level 10. Unless this is later on in the game, but they're both level 10. So it might be you get your Pokemon at level 10. Or it could just be for the, you know, to show more moves. I don't know.
Fact. So choose your timing.
No hit marker, though. Not a hit marker. What is this, Call of Duty? I'm talking about the, there was no hit animation on Tepig. He just kept running. Which is... doesn't give you a lot of good feedback, does it?
And positioning carefully.
Oh, Spritzy's back! Of course, it's a Gen 6 Pokemon. They better have all the Gen 6 Pokemon in here. Oh, from this we can also see there's Lucario, Diggersby, a Pyroar, Kangaskhan, Mega Kangaskhan. No, it's just regular Kangaskhan. What's Spritzy's evolution called? Aromatisse? And why can't I think? It's like when I start a stream, I can't. Roserade. When I start a stream, I just can't. Oh, dude, Protect? I hope they have like Mirror Coat and Counter in this, where if you time it correctly, you can just absolutely destroy the opposing Pokemon.
To gain the upper hand.
And this is exactly what I was thinking too. Like, stronger moves have a longer cooldown before you can use them again. Like, I do hope it's not just spam all of your moves all the time to win, because that would really suck.
Lead your part.
What did Stealth Rocks do?
Timing and positioning carefully to gain the upper hand.
Use Stealth Rock. Flame Wheel. Oh, Stealth Rock is an environmental hazard! Oh, shoot! That's neat. Hey, Pidgeotto! Pidgey wasn't in the last game. Agumi, Flaffy, Skiddo, Slurpuff! He's back.
Lead your partner Pokemon through
Vivillon.
battles and dodge incoming
Onyx. What a tiny Onyx. Oh!
attacks.
Oh, there's also Talonflame, Go-Goat, Ampharos, or Floette. No. Florges. They would need to bring back Pidgey because of Mega Pidgeot. Oh, right.
Swap Pokemon if you need to
Rock Slide.
and find the right
Let's see what
moment
Rock Slide
to
is
unleash
like.
a move.
I wonder if a Pokemon can dodge. I don't think they can, because it would be kind of hard to implement that with the way, like, you're not controlling the Pokemon. I think the next step in this is to control the Pokemon. Maybe. Depends how well this works. I like this, though. I really do like this battle setup. I think it works way better than what they've been doing recently. And I think this is a really great evolution in the sense for a side game. I still like the turn-based stuff and the really, like, the mind game sort of in professional play for regular Pokemon, but for something like this, I think this works spectacularly well. Of course, I haven't played it, so I don't know whether it will work spectacularly well, but...
What's more, certain Pokemon can go beyond evolution by undergoing Mega Evolution.
Yep.
When a trainer's keystone resonates with the Megastone held by their Pokemon, the Pokemon will do more than just change shape.
Mm-hmm.
It'll unlock...
Okay, there it is down the bottom, yep. Stone Edge. Night Slash. Shadow Claw. Air Slash. Damn, son. Oh, and these are all like plus moves. Does that mean that's a C though? What is the C? C plus? Maybe it's O plus? It looks like a C plus though. What does that mean?
A new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor.
I mean, it probably just means that they're mega enhanced. But also, what does it mean? Wouldn't it be an M? Or just a plus? I'm wondering what it means. Other than just, you know, that they're mega evolved.
As Lumiose...
Dedenne and... Wait, is that Slurpuff? No, this thing's called something else. I always forget this thing's name. I'm gonna remember this. Slurpuff is the evolution. So this thing's gonna be Slurpini. No. Okay, what is it? Let me think. I got this. I don't got this. I'm gonna look at chat. That is Slurpuff? Shit, then what's the other one? Swirlix. This is Swirlix. The other one's Slurpuff. I knew it. Swirlix, because it's a swirl of cotton candy. And it licks. Wow, what is this? Is this like an ace trainer? That is a uniform of some kind.
continues its transformation.
Hedgecarp and Gyarados. NK. I love the water for some reason. I wouldn't think NK would actually hang out near water, but I guess it makes sense. It is a squid after all.
Into a city that belongs
It's just
to
not
both
the water
people
type.
and Pokemon.
Wow, Fletchling wasn't 2 FPS. Actually, I don't think I've seen any, like, standout 2 FPS moments.
City that belongs to both people and Pokemon.
I have noticed small freezes. Which I don't know if just, like, it... I don't know what that means exactly, but, like, if you see the trainer running across, you will notice that freezes just for a second.
Both people and Pokemon.
There.
Who knows?
Like a small hiccup. But I don't know whether or not that's just, like... You know... We'll have to wait and see.
What kinds of encounters and experiences will await you?
Oh! This must be your room or your balcony, I would imagine. It's too detailed to be just a random balcony. I would imagine this is your balcony. Your home base. You've been drinking wine? Bro. No, I can say I'm looking forward to this.
Legends ZA. Coming late 2025.
This looks really like... This is what the first Legion should have been. This looks interesting. I'm so surprised I came out of this being, like, actually, like, happy. I'm very, very surprised by that. Like, I was so ready to shit on this thing. Shut up.